Welcome to week 4. Some of you guys are going to not like me very much this week. Week 4 is on nutrition. Yes, it is. I know that a marriage study, you're expecting a week on sex and communication and vulnerability, and believe me, we're going to get there, but we realized that the first several weeks we need to deal with some very important topics that a lot of marriage studies don't really deal with. In fact, the reason why I'm making this video instead of posting someone else's video that I found is that of all the videos on nutrition and exercise and whatever that's out there, because there's a lot, one thing that I cannot find is anyone giving an honest representation of how nutrition affects marriage. And that's the reason that we're tackling it. We just really have seen that you can dig to the core issues of what's going on in your childhood and how that plays out in your communication. You can talk about resentments and you can talk about things that you've done wrong in the past. There's so many things that we could talk about, but if we're not dealing with the basic issues of survival issues of food and shelter and sleep and some of those things that are crucial to your brain functioning well, that we can deal with all those other things and totally miss the mark. And so we're going to get really real and we're going to get honest about how nutrition plays a role in your marriage. I wrote a lot of the material for this week, mainly because I think that a lot of women struggle with this the most. And it doesn't mean that men don't need to apply it to their life. It's just they need to apply it in a different way. But women struggle with this. I've struggled with this. It's a battle that we all face, whether we are young or old or what size we are. It's all about, can I keep myself healthy for the sake of myself and keep myself healthy for the sake of my marriage, because I've got another person in my life who enjoys me and wants to spend time with me, and so they're going to have feelings about me and how healthy I am, and that also plays a role in attraction. So let's be real with that yes, we are attracted to each other's hearts and personalities, but if nutrition leaves your mind sluggish and with blood sugar issues and fatigue and self-image issues and insecurity, that is going to play a huge role in how vulnerable and safe and how connected you are with your spouse. So you're going to see our material get into your relationship with food, your relationship with whether or not you're in denial about food, or whether you're on the other side of the spectrum, which is obsessed. And so we want to hit all audiences on this, because there are some of you who have done nothing in way of changing your eating and changing your active lifestyle, and that's wreaking havoc in your own life and in your marriage and in your family. And there's also some that are doing really well with nutrition and exercise and find themselves very active and healthy, but it may be such a big issue in their life that they're finding themselves obsessed about it, and that can be just as destructive in your marriage. So we want to take a look at both sides of that. Either way, it's not balanced. Either you're ignoring the problem completely, or you're obsessed about yourself or about food, which is still thinking about yourself, and that takes you away from your marriage and your family as well. So it's something for all of us to take a look at and see how we need to balance it. I'm going to give a forewarning that for some of you, you're going to experience guilt and shame as you go through the material. I want to encourage you the difference between guilt and shame. Are you ready? Because here it is. Guilt means I made a mistake. It is a very productive feeling for you to feel. If you have made a mistake, you can do something with that. You can own it. You can make changes in your life and move forward. It's very productive. Shame, on the other hand, is I am a mistake. It's all about me again, and it's completely not productive. It's not going to move you anywhere other than keeping you in a pit of despair that is completely leaves you immovable. And we don't want you there, and that's not going to help your marriage. We want you to feel challenged, to feel guilt if you need to feel it, but guilt in a way that you move forward and you do something, whatever that is. We're not going to advocate a diet or a program or a book specifically. We may give a few that we found that are pretty healthy, but we're not going to advocate any one thing because, like we said before, we want you to start simply, but simply start. We're not going to do the work for you as far as researching what you want to try because lots of you are in different areas on this. Some of you need to start at the very beginning and go to your doctor or nutritionist and ask them, what's my first baby step that I need to take? And that baby step will be big enough. Others of you are completely educated on nutrition and exercise, and it may be about, do you need to take a step back and balance it in your life and not obsess about whether or not you got that workout in or whether you ate right on that meal. So either way, we want you to do something. Start simply, but simply start. But not entertain feelings of shame, and if you feel them come up, quickly change them to guilt and action if you need to. But otherwise, be brave, be courageous, walk into this material with honesty, and be ready to be self-aware about what's going on in your life, and have that honest conversation with your spouse about, how does this look in our marriage? How do I make you feel if I'm in denial or if I'm obsessed about this issue? And open up and allow your spouse to talk to you, and you'll also find that your spouse will want to hear from you as well. So either way, it will bring you connected times, and you'll feel intimacy, and you'll feel vulnerable with each other, and that's the goal. The goal is to feel close, connected, and safe with each other, regardless of where you're at, because it's not about perfection. So be encouraged, dive in, make that challenge, whatever it is. We would love to hear what challenge you make. So whether you put a comment on our Facebook page or on our website, we want to hear about what you're challenging yourself to do this week. We're also going to put our own challenges on there of what we want to refine and how we want to balance ourselves in this area too. So we can't wait to hear from you. Good luck and do something. See you soon.